I never ever wake up and think, could a child fit into this?
Yeah.
Never. And also, I think the way that the world is terrifies me. If somebody said puppy or baby, I
Yeah.
would choose puppy. It's really strange because MBR Acres is so evil. There's so much evil behind the gates. And it broke me. It absolutely broke me to go there and to hear the dogs. You can hear thousands of dogs, hundreds of dogs in there. Like,
Yeah.
but they don't go outside. They don't get to see outside. They don't get to touch grass. They don't get to see the sky. As soon as I went there, the smell was horrific. I went on Love Island. I was given a platform for a reason.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't for me to sell the next trend to the
Yeah.
next teenager. That's not what I was given my platform for. I was given my platform to spread awareness, to give
Yeah.
animals a better chance. When you get offered a five-figure sum to promote a brand, and I think to myself, oh, that could set me up for the next month or the next 2 months.
Yeah.
My morals don't align with, and my ethics don't align with.
Today's guest is a Love Islander. She had over 24,000 complaints to Ofcom. So we're going to do a deep dive, but also as well, she's an advocate for animals, which I absolutely love. So welcome, Faye, and yeah, nice to have you on board.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
We've had a good chat already just before, and we've both got a massive love for dogs, horses, and literally you feel like my kind of vibe, you know. Like,
I know if you don't like horses and you don't like dogs, I don't know what else we can talk about. So,
yeah, absolutely. But Faye, what was your upbringing like? Was you like around animals and that? Because I was lucky, we was around animals, and I just, yeah, I've always had that love and feel for them.
yeah, well, to be fair, my parents, they definitely preferred the dogs over me and my sister, 1,000,000%. That we would go on holiday and it would be where we could take the dogs. We would go down to Cornwall and it would be if the dogs can't go, then we're not going. It was the way I was just brought up. And I did horse riding as a young, it was like kind of my little hobby on a Saturday. But then as I grew up to about the age of 15, I thought, oh no, I quite like makeup and I quite like boys and I quite like reality TV. And it was when reality TV was really big, like the Geordie Shore days and The Only Way is Essex and that all that had started. And I thought, oh yeah, that's like quite interesting. So I gave it all up. I literally like gave it all up. My parents still had the dogs, and then I got my first boyfriend, and I went back to doing guide dogs, which was incredible because I was working full time, he was working full time. I really wanted to be able to have my own dog, but I just knew that it wouldn't work for our lifestyle, it wouldn't be fair on the dog. And then I managed to find the guide dogs, which I would give evening and weekend care to, which worked perfectly. And then obviously went into Love Island, came out, got Bonnie, my gorgeous golden retriever, who is my utter world. And then it
Oh,
started to snowball.
so then, yeah, sorry, I don't know if it's my internet. Yeah, you was watching like Love Island and like different TV shows. Sorry, Geordie Shore, and then you had the guide dogs. So they were living with you weekends and in the week. And then what happened then? Sorry.
And then I went into Love Island. And then I came out and completely lost myself. Completely didn't understand the world that I had just been launched into. Didn't fit into the world that I'd just been launched into. I just knew that I needed something to care for and I knew it needed to be a dog. So
Yeah.
I then got my gorgeous golden retriever Bonnie, who is utterly incredible. She is the light of my life. And then it started to snowball. And now Bonnie and four horses later, I'm ready to admit I might have a bit of a problem. However, I quite like another dog, maybe. Another horse, potentially.
Oh, that sounds like the perfect life. Yeah, four horses. I've got two dogs, two goldies, and like they're the best dogs ever, and they really are. As you say, four horses. Yeah. Do you have any time for boyfriends, or do you not bother, or?
No, me and dating, I feel like I am the worst version of myself when I'm in a relationship. It
Yeah.
brings out sides of me and insecurities of me that I think are embedded in me. I've done a lot of therapy, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's so deeply bedded in me that I don't feel any kind of anxiousness. I don't feel any kind of insecurity. I don't feel unconfident when I'm by myself, when I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm really happy when I'm on my own. And I know so many people aren't happy when they're by themselves, and that's okay. But there's parts of it that I do think, oh, it would be nice to have a partner to have help here or there. But actually,
Yeah.
overall, I'm so happy with my lifestyle that I've built myself. I don't feel like I'm missing out. I don't feel like I'm behind anywhere. I don't feel as though I need a partner or I've only ever found partners to bring me heartbreak and stress and question myself and make me feel like I'm a little bit crazy at times. And actually, I don't feel like that. I haven't felt like that since the moment I got Bon, since the moment I got the horses. I have my
Yeah.
routine and I love it. So no, I don't. And also now I don't have time for it. So that's it. Sorry, no time.
What about though, like, I mean, you're still very young. Would you ever have like children or anything like that? Is that something?
It's not something that I'm at the minute. Well, you say I'm young. I'm 31. Like I'm not a spring chicken. It should definitely, I do feel this pressure that it should be on my horizon, that I should be thinking about it, but I'm not. I don't think about it at all. I wake up in the morning and I think, could I get another dog? Yeah, maybe. Could I get another horse? Could I fit it in? Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
I never ever wake up and think, could a child fit into this?
yeah,
Never. And also, I think the way that the world is terrifies me. And I know it's a very morbid way to look at it, but it would terrify me to bring a child up in the world in which it's going and the way that it is. So that terrifies me more than it excites me. I don't feel like I'm missing out on life. I know that a lot of women have this sense of need and awe for a child, and I just don't have it. And I don't want to force it either. I don't know if that will come if maybe I did meet the right person. However,
yeah.
to meet the right person, I reckon I would need to leave my house and the yard and dog walks. I would actually need to go out and fight, and I don't do that. So the
Not go
chance
out at all. I'm very much similar. Yeah, I just go to work. I just stay with my dogs. I'm quite
the
happy.
chances are very thin, and I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to up my chances. I'm not trying to go out and find somebody or so I just don't feel this need or this. I try and release this pressure that I feel like a lot of society put on women.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Um, and people believe that we all should be at a certain stage of our lives by a certain age. I feel
No,
like I'm living proof that you don't need to. But I know a lot of people don't look at me and think that I've got the lifestyle that everybody would want, and I'm okay with that. I'm very niche.
yeah. Yeah, but you seem really happy. I mean, as I say, if you are, I'm happy as well. I just walk my dogs. I'm alone with myself pretty much a lot of the time, and people think I'm the crazy dog lady. Am I unhappy? No, I'm bloody not. I'm really happy. Yeah, I love my work. I love what I do. Love spending time with the dogs. Horse ride as well. So yeah, I love it.
I've got a great family. I've got incredible friends. Friends that I've had years and years and years. So many of them are in different stages. Like my best friend in the world, she's just welcomed her first baby into the world, and he is incredible. And I go and see them every week, and it was her wedding anniversary of 2 years, and we're just at such different stages. But I wouldn't say she is so happy for me, but she does sometimes, I think to herself, she is crazy, my best friend. Like I am the crazy Anne, and she says to me all the time, every time you come in here, I don't know what you're going to say when you open your mouth, but whatever you say, I'm never surprised by it. I went in the other day, I went, so I've got another horse. She went, no, you haven't. I said, yes, I have. She went, right, okay. And it's just a running joke now. But I'm so happy for her. And I know she is so happy for me. And she loves that I'm happy in myself. But it's funny how we're at such different stages. But yet we're still so close.
That is so funny.
We are literally like two peas in a pod. It's so much of that. We're so similar in so many ways, yet our lives are so polar opposites. And it's great because I get to live like vicariously through her and vice versa. However, I don't think she'd ever choose to have horses. So
Do you find though it's really funny? Oh, it's awful. Actually, it sounds awful. But one of my friends, she had like her child, and she brought in like a baby, and most people coo and like very sweet baby, but she's like, "Oh, do you want to hold it?" I'm like, "Not really. If it was a puppy, I'd be like, yeah, like,
oh, no, I don't. So actually, she does actually. I'm very good with children, and I am very good with children. I am good with them. I'm good with
yeah,
them because I know I can give them back.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's a good point.
don't
Yeah,
get me wrong, if somebody said puppy or baby, I
yeah,
would choose puppy.
puppy.
However, her baby is beautiful, gorgeous. And I'm just like, give him here, come on, give him. And
Yeah.
I can like cuddle him, I can soothe him, I can get him down. Like, I am good with children. I
Yeah.
just don't want my own.
Yeah.
I just don't want them there 24/7. And that's, I am okay to admit that. I might be that wicked witch of the West that everyone sees in those Disney films, like in the corner, but I'm okay with it. Okay.
Oh, but then I think, as you say, if you meet the right person and you're very nurturing and loving and you've got the animals, and I think when you have your own, like I was always like that, I didn't really want, I like other people's children, but it's just not the same. But when you have your own, it is like literally I fell in love when I had my son, like, but not first of all, it took me a while to sort of get to bond with him, but then like, literally the bond's never broken. Like we love each other to bits. Well, I hope he does.
Yeah, no, a lot of people do, and that's why I say I've gone from, and this is a big step for me, to be fair,
Yeah.
to say I've gone from absolutely no, don't want children, to if I found the right person, maybe I would change my mind for them. So
Not
and that's a big step. That
yeah,
was a big step to me. But it's
exactly.
just, I've also said that like I would be happy to surrogate if any of my friends couldn't have children. Like I'm very like children don't bother me. I just like my life. And there's still so much I want to do. And I still so much that I haven't achieved yet for myself that I want to. And I don't know. I just maybe I do feel as though I was more living my life and wanting to please other people and doing what I genuinely thought I was supposed to do. I actually lost sight of who I was and what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And now I've got that confidence back. I'm kind of a little bit behind, but in a completely different way. I'm behind in the respect of I want to do something for me that I probably should have been doing 5 years ago, but wasn't confident enough to do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like whatever happens in life, whatever's meant to be will be, and whatever path I'm meant to be on, I'm on it as I speak. So, I will enjoy the ride as long as I'm here, and as long as I've got a dog and some horses, I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's it. Like absolutely. The only thing is obviously is if you need to change a plug and things like that. I really do need to learn a little bit more DIY because I am absolutely crap at that. That would be really helpful if you had a guy. That's my only caveat is that'd be really helpful because I can't do
Be fair, the one thing you do learn when you're single, and you've been single as long as I have, there ain't no knight in shining armor coming to change no plugs for you. So you have got to learn to do it yourself. So there's a lot that I have done myself, and I continue. I decided I'm going to take on a home renovation on
it.
my own. Do I have time? No. Has it given me many a breakdowns? Yes. Has it got to the point now where for 3 months I've said I am not going into that property and I've shut the door because I was curled up in a ball, sobbing my heart out? Yes, I've had to say, do you know what? Mentally, I'm not there with it. I'm not okay with it. So we have to take a step back and we have to rebuild. And then once I'm ready, but I can't even drive near the house. The anxiety inside of me kills me nearly. Honestly, I end up shaking, crying, can't go near it. But I'll get there again. I just need to protect my own peace and be
Oh my
happy
God,
in
Faye, but
myself.
I understand that. I've done renovation and it's really hard. It's a lot of hard work, isn't it? And it's
Oh,
exhausting, like draining on your like the time. It's hard.
yeah, so I said I'm just shutting the door on it for a minute. I'm gonna have the summer and then I'm gonna start again and like when
Yeah,
I'm ready. And that's the thing, I put so much pressure on myself. And so
yeah.
many people ask me out of care and like they want to know and they're excited for me. Oh, what's going on with the renovation? But little do they know how much grief and pain it's caused me that I've gone, I actually don't want to talk about it and I actually am really struggling with it. But again, I decided to take it on. I thought I could, and some things in life you learn that you shouldn't do. And I probably should have moved into a new build and I should have been very happy with that. But I decided that I could do a renovation on my own.
What fair play to you. Like, like you've got to be proud of yourself for doing that because that's bloody hard.
Oh, wow. I'm not proud of myself yet. It's one of my, probably the one thing I'm most disappointed with myself in, but I will get there eventually. And I'm just, again, it's no pressure. Like I was putting so much pressure on myself, like, no, I have to do it. But actually, I
Yeah.
got to a point that I was like, actually, I'm not enjoying it. So now
Mm.
I've relieved the pressure and said, just don't go to it. Take the summer, have some time, enjoy your ponies, and do what you want to do for the summer and then go back to it. It's going to be there. It's always going to be there. And some people take years to do renovations when they have got a partner or a family and they live in a caravan on site and all the rest of it. I don't have that luxury of having somebody else to fall back on, or when I'm really struggling or I'm not motivated with it,
Yeah,
I don't have that luxury of having someone else be like, "Oh, can you pick up the slack because
yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
struggling." And that they're the little bits that you do struggle with a little bit when you're single, but I mean, again a choice that I make.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is a choice, and I totally agree with that. And like you said, obviously you've got your friends, which is lovely. But do you still ever speak to anyone out of like Love Island at all? Are you like friends with any of them,
Yeah,
or your ex?
I speak to Toby all the time. So Toby is my closest friend from the villa, I would say. I'm really, really proud of him and I'm really proud of our friendship as well.
Yeah,
He's amazing, but he lives in Essex. So Essex is like the worst place for me to get to in the whole country because I've got whatever way I go, I've got to go around London. So we do struggle to see each other as much as I would like to see him. And obviously I'm in Devon. So we do meet in London. We meet in London a lot. I went up last week to do a campaign with Battersea. And
yeah.
he came and saw me then, and it's really nice. Kaz, I speak to. I don't really see any Love Islands from my series or not. I'm so removed from the whole industry, really. And again, it's just something that it's choices that I make, isn't it? So, I'm down in Devon. I don't want to go to London all the time, and it's not my lifestyle. It's not where I fit in.
Yeah.
So, when I see them, it's fine and it's great and everyone's lovely and it's not as if there's any problems. I just have my life down here and I am really disassociated from it as such because I'm just living in the country, whereas everyone else is living in the city and they're a different lifestyle. But there's no bad blood. I like their Instagram pictures, I comment on them when I see them, but I'm very rarely on socials, to be honest. I go on, I post, I run away. So
Yeah, I don't blame you.
You're like,
And I
oh Christ, I haven't posted in 3 days. I need to post. Oh God, I need to muck out 4 stables. Oh my God. Oh, I need to film content. Oh my God, I need to edit it. It's like constantly in my head, just people buzzing around. It's like four different voices that I'm trying to struggle and listen to with which part of my body needs to do which bit.
Oh my God. When you come out of Love Island, obviously, as you know, like the 24,000 complaints and all that lot. How the bloody hell mentally did you get out of that and like that feeling and like, because I know, like, and I've been in like difficult times in my life, like massive anxiety, and then you internalize it. I felt really shit about myself, and like then I went on a journey to heal myself and that. Like, how did you feel, and like, how did you sort of like coping strategies, Faye, to get from?
Yeah, yeah, it sounds very similar to you, really. You have to go on a healing journey. I think with Love Island and that whole situation, I take more gratitude from it than I do anything else because I got to see sides of myself that I hated, that I didn't even recognize, didn't
Yeah,
even know I was like that. And I was able to change myself and I was able to work on myself and become a much better person. Obviously, through that journey, you do go through so many stages of it. And, when I first came out, there was so much hate. There was
oh, Faye, so can you repeat that again? So it literally just went out of like the yeah, sorry, you said so yeah, yeah, like I've done that, hated parts of yourself, you changed it, and
Yeah, I hated parts of
yeah,
myself. Like
sorry, it just went
okay, so I've like hated myself. I did have to really change myself, and growth isn't easy. Growth isn't so you
yeah,
to not grow is probably the easiest thing to do. To not recognize your faults and challenge yourself mentally, is the easy option out, to be honest. I could have carried on the way that I was. I could have had a huge career in like rage baiting and being somebody that is really opinionated all the time and isn't afraid of getting under people's skin. However, I really struggled with the fact that so many people hated me and disliked me because I also didn't like myself. I think it's different if you're that kind of person and you like yourself and you're like, oh, I'm confident with what
yeah,
I'm saying. But actually, I think a lot of what I was saying and the way that I acted was from insecurity and from the fact I wasn't a very confident person, didn't really know who I
yeah,
was trying to please everybody else.
yeah,
So it was hard. I went through massive depression spells. I went through huge anxiety battles. I
yeah,
think as anyone can expect me to. But however, I never spoke about those parts of it until much later. I didn't want to take the easy option out and come out of the villa and say, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, the way that people are making me feel, or, I do feel suicide. Like, I didn't want to come out and say those kind of things because I didn't want it to become an excuse. I wanted to be held accountable, and I didn't want people to think that I had just come out and gone, oh my God, nobody tell me what they think of me because I don't deserve it because I'm now really upset and sad and depressed about the way I've acted. I still acted in that manner. I still was that person. So I needed to take people's opinions and grow with them. So I didn't speak about that for, I would say, about a year until I was gone through therapy. I'd kind of carved my path. I knew what I wanted to do. I got to the end of it. And then I was like, yeah, do you know what? It was really tough. I really struggled. There was huge signs that I was depressed. So I had to go on to antidepressants. I'm not ashamed of that. And I had to go through a lot of therapy. But now I can talk about it because again, I'm now so disconnected from that part of my life and I'm so happy and I've become the person that I feel that I always was and always wanted to be, but I masked it.
Yeah.
I'm now like, oh, I can talk about it. I can talk about it and I'm fine about talking about it. And also, I'm not talking about it from a place of, oh, I want people to feel sorry for me. Because I don't, because
Oh,
if you feel sorry for me or not, it doesn't affect my life because I've moved on from it and I'm a different person. So now I can say, yeah, it was hard, it was crap, but I only brought it on myself, didn't I? At the end of the day, it was only me that upset people, and I can't be upset with them for being upset with me.
yeah. Oh, thank. Do you know what? I am so proud of you. Like that takes a lot of guts, a brave person to deal with those, those demons, those insecurities, those things that, we don't all want to face. And a lot of people don't face them. They cover them. And I did years ago, with alcohol and you've got to be accountable. And yeah, I'm very proud of you, like to actually to do the inner work to heal and go on that journey of like, self-discovery. You should be really proud of yourself.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't owe it all to just myself. I do owe it. I do owe a lot of it to Bonnie. Like, Bonnie, my dog, is just she saved me. I say that every single time. During the battle of trying to work out who I was, what I wanted to do. Go like I was didn't fit in as well. I was away from my friends and family during that journey, so it was tough. It was tough, and I literally was like, I need a dog, and it was Bonnie, and Bonnie is honestly she saved me in so many ways, and I owe my life to her. She's incredible. But for having that and for her giving me that,
Yeah.
I then fight for animals. I fight for them. I advocate. I do so much charity work. I believe that we should be giving back to them as much as they give
Yes.
to us. So, it works in a full circle really. And now everything I do is for them.
I love that. They are that literally the dogs come here to heal us and they help us. Um, and that's kind of like with this month's feature as well is many charities, dog charities, and what we feel is, and even with like Camp Beagle, they're just incredible. But people don't realise to look like they are, dogs are being used still to test, and it's just not right. I'm not going to go into it in depth, as I say, but I think people just don't realise, and I just think if we can try and make people aware by being an advocate, because what have dogs done to us? They've just brought us love and kindness. Yeah, it just makes me actually feel physically sick.
Yeah, I went and visited Camp Beagle 2 years ago, I think it was. It's a trek. Anywhere's a trek from Devon, but I went up the night before.
Yeah,
And I kind of braced myself. I was like, oh, it's like, it's not going to be nice. I know it's
yeah,
not going to be nice, but I think I feel as though unless I see it for myself, I genuinely was one of those people like it's one of those conspiracy theories. Like there's people just out there trying to go against the government. Like we do have them on so many other issues that I thought it can't be true. Like it can't be true. I'll go and have
absolutely.
a look myself. And I was absolutely horrified when I went to Camp Beagle. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I was absolutely horrified when I went up to MBR Acres. Camp Beagle sits just outside MBR Acres, just outside the gate. So they have been the longest standing protest in the UK outside the
Yeah,
gates. And Camp Beagle, it's really strange because MBR Acres is so evil. There's so much evil behind the gates, but in front of the gates where Camp Beagle is, there's so much love. There's so much
yes,
passion.
yeah,
There's so much sense of community, and like they welcome every person that goes past. Even drivers, they go past, honk their horn. Every single person, they're waving at them. Like there
yeah,
is such a sense of belonging.
yes,
And it broke me. It absolutely broke me to go there and to hear the dogs. You don't hear them as much as you would want to. You don't hear them as much as you would think think that you could hear them or you'd want to hear them
Yeah.
because they basically soundproofed them. So they're
Okay.
like muffled barks, but you can hear thousands of dogs, hundreds of dogs in there. Like,
Yeah.
but they don't go outside. They don't get to see outside. They don't get to touch grass. They don't get to see the sky. As soon as I went there, the smell was horrific. I've never smelled anything like that before in my life. And don't get me wrong, I've been around many of things that smell bad.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think, how can we do this as a society? But I genuinely know it's because people don't believe it's still happening.
Yes.
People don't believe that a nation full of animal lovers that
Yeah.
have laws to protect pets and especially dogs
Yeah.
that people get criminal records for. They go to prison for the type of abuse to be happening that's happening behind those gates to happen at the hands of the people much higher than me and you
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
is devastating. And you just don't want to believe that it's happening. You do
Yeah.
not want to believe that it's happening. And
Yes.
the reason that they use beagles because they're docile, pleasing dogs. And they just want to be loved. Like everything else in this world, they just want to be loved. And what makes it so difficult for me is I think, like with any dog, they don't know what family, what life what it's like humans, we don't know what's in the future for them. But with dogs, we can protect them. We can
Yes. We
be
can.
the ones that give them the life they deserve. Yet
Yeah. I
at the
agree.
hands of us and at the hands of evil,
Yeah.
so many of them don't get that life. And that really is devastating for me. And that's why I continue to speak about it. I go to every single debate. I'm
Yeah.
outside Parliament every single time that the Camp Beagle are there. I try the what a lot of people don't realize is, online is a lot more difficult for me to now talk about it.
Yes.
Obviously for legal reasons.
Yeah. Of course.
And online is my livelihood. And I sadly, in a way, I do get silent. And it's
Yes.
not because I want to be, and it's not because I choose to be. It's because I can't lose my livelihood.
Yeah.
And I hope that people can appreciate that. And,
Yeah.
Camp Eagle
Cool.
have been incredible when it comes to supporting me with that. And I've pushed so many of my followers to follow Camp Eagle so they can see direct from them what else is going on.
Yes.
But it's
Cool.
really difficult because you feel so, I feel so useless now. I feel I have a platform. I was given a platform. I went on Love Island. I was given a platform for a reason.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't for me to sell the next trend to the
Yeah.
next teenager. That's not what I was given my platform for. I was given my platform, spread awareness, to give
Yeah.
animals a better chance, to give a voice to those that really, really do not have one. And I feel like I've been silenced. And that's really, really awful because I feel like what is my purpose with my social media now? What is my purpose? Like I try
Yeah.
with every other thing, like I try and talk about obviously other things now, but it's really difficult because Camp Beagle is such a big thing to me. And so many people follow me because of Camp Beagle, and so many people say to me, "Oh, I follow you because of what you did for Camp
Yeah.
Beagle." And I
You
think,
know,
what
it's
an
that
honor,
when you
what an
said
honor.
that, Faye, my legs went cold when you said you've been given a platform and that's why you're here. And I literally feel the same. Within the magazine, we will not put any adverts that are products that are tested on animals. I don't care about the money. I refuse. And gambling and alcohol, because like, I think as people, companies, you have responsibility, and we're all about like the welfare of people, animals, and I love what you're doing. I really do.
And it's beautiful. And the thing is, there is so many amazing brands out there. There
Yeah.
is so many incredible beauty brands that don't test. I mean, most of them definitely carving the path for that way. I
Yes.
think I really struggle because, like the big money brand payers,
Yeah.
my morals don't align with, and my ethics don't align with, and that is really difficult when you get offered a five-figure sum to promote a brand, and I think to myself, oh, that could set me up for the next month or the next 2 months, and I have to say no.
Yes.
It takes a lot, but also I can't, I don't want to sit there and then it seem like I'm digging other people out or other influencers out that do take those brand deals because that's also not who I am. Like my morals and my ethics don't need to align with someone else's, and I always say, there's just a line which you can choose to cross. I'm not going to stop shopping in a supermarket because they sell meat. I don't
Yeah.
personally eat meat, but it doesn't mean I can't go in there and shop. So
Yeah.
there's so many people I think that expect you to be all in or all out, where
Yeah.
actually that's not the way the world works either.
No,
I just
good.
feel that there could be so much more kindness and compassion, especially especially to animals.
Yeah.
And the government have released that they're going to do X, Y, and Z, but they never actually put it in writing. They never actually
Agree.
say what they're going to do, and then they fluff it up and say, "Oh my God, this is wonderful. This is what we're doing," and then it never actually gets done.
Never happens, yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? And I think with us as well, the magazine, I thought, do you know what? No one backs my magazine. I back it. And I thought, do you know what? Yeah, someone has to make a stand, and I'm putting my head above the parapet. And I thought, do you know what? Like, I have to make people aware, and I don't want to frighten people and don't want to hurt people, but I just feel like I've got a responsibility. And if people, we lose followers, we lose people, like, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing, isn't it? And but people are so afraid of that. So I
yeah,
always said, like, I lose followers. You don't want to follow me? That's fine. As long as you've heard
yeah,
my message up until the point that you've clicked unfollow, great.
yes, yeah,
It doesn't. It don't. The amount of people that follow me doesn't
yeah.
define who I am or my message.
No,
So, I'm very, I'm never going to be the most liked Instagram influencer. I'm never going to be the one that gets the most engagement. I'm
yeah,
never going to be the woman that, just tells you what you want to hear, because there are still so many parts of me we're still
yeah,
in that I still will stick to, and I will speak up for what I believe in when I believe that I am right. However, I can take other people's opinions and say, look, we don't agree, but I can respect your decision. It doesn't mean that I don't like you any less as a person, but we can agree, and we can really agree to disagree, but not on a vicious or not on a spouting level. It is very much, I respect you, I respect your views, please respect mine, and we can move forward. So
you
it's
can
just,
move forward. But also as well, Faye, I mean, you've got a lot of followers, so you're obviously doing something right, and people are engaged with what you're doing. So and I think you're doing a wonderful job. And as you say, help with the guide dogs. You're an advocate, so I think you're using your platform for good. And there's so many influencers out there, not all of them, but there is a lot out there. It's just all about the money. There's no ethics, no values. I think and maybe some of them are young and they don't realise, and they might make up one day and think, oh God, what am I, what's my purpose? What am I actually doing this for? Like that 10 grand is great, but actually, like, you're taking money that's actually from not good sources, or like, as you say, like the products that, they're testing on animals and doing things like that. I just don't see it's
yeah,
right.
and I
But
think again, like a lot of influencers, they don't know. And what you,
yeah,
I think when you find your passion, you start to educate yourself on it.
yes,
And that's something that I think a lot of people maybe don't do as much, or they haven't found their passions yet, or they haven't
yeah,
found who they are yet. And that's
yeah, that's it.
okay. Like, if I had done, I was a bit older when I did Love. I was 25, which I know is still young, very young, very, very young. But I mean,
Yeah,
some people do 21, 22. I didn't have a clue who I was at 21, 22.
same. Yeah,
But I mean, I get it. I get it that influencing looks so glossy. And if you do it right, you go on every holiday, you go on every brand trip, you are dripping in new clothes, you're dripping in designer gear, and you drive the nicest car, and I get it that it is a world that looks so shiny and beautiful that young people aspire to want to have. I think now if you ask people in school what they want to be, the second job that most people want to do is influencing or social media.
yeah, sure.
To me, that is baffling, but
Yeah,
that's because the world has painted it to be something that it's all anyone cares about. And I realize that is, the shiny life that everybody wants is still something that appeals to most people, sadly,
yes,
at whatever cost. They
yeah,
don't, it
of
doesn't
course.
really matter. But for me, the cost, like I said, the hearing those dogs at MBR Acres will stick with me for life. It will stick with me for life, and not in a good way. I get goosebumps even when
Yeah,
I talk about it.
yeah,
I struggle with it so much that I could never ever ever turn a blind eye to it again. And that's my honest opinion on it. I can't turn a blind eye to it, and I won't, because it's not something that should be happening, especially in this day and
yeah.
age.
No, I 100% agree with that. And I'm actually scared because when we print the magazine, I'm going up there to actually visit. I'm actually scared to go there because I know I'll probably throw up and it'll probably make me very ill. But I've talked to John, and we've done a podcast and that, and I just the pain. I don't know how I'm going to cope, but I'm going to go because I think just for people just to see what actually
And a lot of
happens, and
people, and that's actually a
um
lot of the reason why a lot of people won't go. And that
yeah,
is like that is the brutal honesty. I've invited so many other people from the public eye and so many other influencers are, and a lot of people don't want to go because they are scared.
yeah,
And that, I get it. I get it because it
yeah,
isn't this place to go. Do you know what I mean? It's not a nice place to want to be. It
yeah,
just
yeah, of course,
I think, like I said, it changed me, and it will change the way that I look at my life for the rest of it.
yeah,
Little things like even if I was to go into a beauty store, I
yeah,
always check. Even if the product looks amazing, I now always check. I said, does it test on animals? Like, and
yeah,
recently, got taken off, didn't it, off of the cruelty-free list, and I was so devastated because it's such
yes,
an amazing brand that I love and adore and use, and I love her products.
yeah,
And for it to go for that brand to go backwards made no
yes,
sense to me. I thought to myself, why have you done that when you such a successful brand?
yeah, yeah. Everyone knows the brand. Uh,
Everyone knows the brand, billion-dollar brand. Like it's incredible. But you've done that for, but what I can't comprehend is what you have done that for because you already have the success, you already have the money, you have it. So why have you gone backwards? I
yeah,
don't, and that to me is terrifying. That
yes,
is that leading the way for other brands to then start going backwards, and
yeah.
that does scare me.
Yes, yeah, I 100% agree, and yeah, and the thing is, now day and age, we can fly to the freaking moon. Why can't we just develop something in like scientists? So they don't actually need to test on dogs anyway.
Well,
That
they already have. That's the thing. They already
yeah,
have. They already have the means and the resources to
yes,
create human cells.
yeah, of
So
course.
they
Why?
already have that. So there is no reason
Yeah.
at all as to. And one thing they kept coming back to was animal testing helped with the COVID jab, and I think
Well, yeah,
it hasn't helped with finding anything to do with cancer or finding a treatment for
yeah,
cancer
yeah.
or
That's
brain
it. Yeah,
tumors or Alzheimer's or anything else like that. And you probably, if you did invest the money into more humane, scientifically proven investigations in regards to human cells,
yes,
you would find the cure. You would
yeah. I
find a
agree.
cure and you would find it quicker because
Yeah,
you aren't trying to put something that's made for a fish into a banana.
yeah, yes,
It makes
yes,
no
yeah.
sense
It
at
makes no
all.
sense. No,
But it's like over 95% will never make it to human trial that's tested on dogs. And the worst bit is those dogs, even after they've gone through trial, even after they have literally been no sun, no grass, no nutrition, nothing,
yeah,
even if after they've been put through heart attacks, put through aneurysms, put through smoking cages, everything, they still don't get to live a normal life. They still don't get rehomed. They still don't get the chance. They
yeah,
are they're purely bred to die.
yeah.
That makes no sense. And people say to me, "Oh, well, what about the farming industry?" And I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to make this one thing that I'm talking about bigger so that this seems less, and
Yes, yeah,
I'm not okay with that.
no,
I'm not trying to fix the world. I'm trying to
no,
fix one problem that is a huge problem that can be fixed.
fixed. Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
and that's where I kind of stand on it. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
very passionate about it.
No, I love that, and same here. Yeah, and I love what you're doing. And as I say, if we can just raise a little bit of awareness, just that people actually, it's still going on today, and we can help, and hopefully it make a change. And that's all we can do, isn't it?
Yeah,
And,
exactly. And
uh,
it's like beauty stores. I don't understand. I still don't understand how the likes of our big beauty stores can't do one, like, side of the shop of cruelty free,
yeah,
side of the shop that isn't cruelty free, and you see, like, because also so many of them are so clever because they'll put in vegan this,
yes,
vegan that, and it's like, well, it's not cruelty free if it's
yeah,
only
not cruelty
because
free.
it's not
Yeah,
cruelty free, but you're putting it everywhere that it's vegan, but
yeah,
that doesn't, you could still test that on animals. So they're
yeah,
they're clever, brands are clever, but I would love for like that to see that in shops and see the difference that
Yeah,
people do
I
make because they
I
know.
love that. I'd love to see it in supermarket. And like beauty shops. You say you've got like the food. Why can't we have that? Yeah, I'll pick that up and use that. I agree. I'd love to
It
see
just doesn't
that.
make, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all like, the newer brands that are coming out, they are amazing. And the smaller brands, they all are incredible.
Yeah,
And, they're all bringing out
incredible.
incredible products. So, yeah, I hope that they will lead the way and they will be the saving grace that we need when it comes to animal testing because
Yeah,
something isn't working here. The amount that we're shouting about it still doesn't seem to be working. And people, I know it sounds really sad. And on Instagram, I get it because I obviously see my algorithm, some horrific stuff comes up and it is hard to watch. It's hard to watch it and it's easy to flick past it. And so many people flick
yeah,
past it and I get it. I get it because you don't want to see it and you want to turn a
yeah,
blind eye to it. I completely get it. However, if you did just what it would change your aspect, it would change your mind and it would help you grow and help fight this battle against animal testing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. You've put it in a nutshell. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Faye. So, Faye, can I ask you just a couple of questions? What's your biggest regret?
Oh, my biggest regret. I would say my biggest regret at the minute is my home renovation.
Yeah.
I would say my biggest regret would be not believing in myself sooner. I
Yeah.
think I think trying to change myself to fit into everyone else's narrative and who everyone else thought I wanted to be. Um, I wish I'd just stayed myself and I trusted my gut and I'd been who I truly am the whole way through. I think I
Yeah.
lost myself a little bit along the way.
Yeah.
And we all
Yeah.
do, but I just think that's my biggest regret.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we all do, absolutely. And we've got a quick fire round. So,
Okay.
how do you like to spend your free time? I already know now. Yeah, we've had a really good chat before.
Dogs or horses?
Yeah, love that. And what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, I'm quite a funny person, so I'm not sure. I would say the funniest thing that's ever happened to me, I get stuck a lot in my car. I don't, the funniest, what that's like made me like really belly laugh.
Yeah, belly laugh or silly
Like,
things like yeah, just something that's funny. I mean, I've been lost in a toilet once before, which is really embarrassing. Like, don't ask, don't ask. Like, just stupid things have happened to me.
funniest thing that's happened to me. Oh God, this is a fire round. I'd say that's the funniest thing that's happened to me is that my horse dislocated my knee and my foot in the same week. Because not many people, and I can laugh about it now, and it's funny.
So, oh my God, yeah. So you haven't been like, because you said to me you haven't been able to walk, have you, or something? The horse.
No, she dislocated my knee on the Saturday on the Wednesday when she was with
Yeah.
the farrier, and then she broke my foot on the Saturday. So that's funny, haha. We love that. Good laugh.
Yeah, no. Like, I've had broken toes from a horse. That bloody hurt, so it's not.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what's the
Oh, big.
worst job you've ever had?
Oh, I worked for an estate agent. When I first started doing estate
Oh,
agent.
sorry, it went. What's the worst job?
Worst job, I was working for an
Yeah.
estate agency when I first started doing agency, and they were vile, vile, even to the point that I went to go and have an interview with another estate agency. They found out about it and they walked in on my interview. They bullied me to absolute hell. They were awful, 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 awful. So that was my worst job.
Oh my God, I can't believe someone actually came into your interview,
They
like
walked into
your
my
the.
interview. They took photos of me having an interview. They literally walked into the back office, took photos of me, and then walked out. It was horrendous. They closed the office to be able to go and do that to me as well. They were nasty, nasty, nasty people.
My God, was that like just obviously a sideline? And obviously won't say the name, but was it a big company or just a little like
No, it was
back street kind
they
of?
were called Howard Douglas in Ashburton. They were just a family run, and it was Howard himself that closed the office, took all the girls out of the office to come and take these photos of me. 'Cause I was in an interview with Fulfords, which is countrywide. You probably have countrywide up your way. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, horrendous, horrific it was. I wanted the world to swallow me up, but they bullied me the whole way through. They'd make me do like all the last evening appointments. They put them in, and I'd have to travel back from Exeter. They were just awful. But yeah,
Yeah.
and then they took a photo of me once, and I had train track braces when I was 17 before my 18th birthday, and I had train track braces, and they took a photo of me smiling, and I looked like Ugly Betty, and they put it on the newsletter and then sent it out to every house in in the little village that we lived in, that we worked in. I was like, you're
Yeah.
horrible, you're nasty people. So that was that. Anyway, horrible, nasty people.
Yeah, that was not nice. Yeah. And what's the most thing you're proud of achieving?
My proudest achievement is Bonnie.
Oh, yeah, I've
Um,
seen that. She's so cute.
She's gorgeous. She is the light of so many people's lives. She is yeah, I don't know how I got so lucky. She's
Yeah,
incredible.
you are proper lucky. Yeah, she's so cute. And what's your biggest ick?
Oh, my biggest ick is somebody that doesn't have their own passion.
Yeah,
I want like I'm really attracted to somebody that's got a passion now, or something that or even just an interest. Doesn't need to even
yeah,
be but something that they're interested in, and something that they, when you say to somebody, oh, like, what do you do? Like, what do you? If somebody says to me, oh, I go to the gym, I think, oh God.
yeah.
Like,
Yawn.
I want somebody that's interested in aeroplanes or trains, or I don't know what it's got to
Yeah.
be. Like rugby, particularly sport. Like I don't know. Like, but it has to be something that you're passionate about.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Yeah, going to the gym, like that's just like just yeah, that's nothing really, is it? It's like health, it's a little bit of health and fitness, but that you can't.
Yeah, take photo. I don't know, photography. I don't know, but I just want like an ick for me now is somebody that doesn't have a passion.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a tick on mine as well. What's the best bit of advice you've ever been given?
It's actually from it's actually from my mum, but I didn't take it for a long time. If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And look, I lost that bit of advice somewhere along the line.
Yeah,
Um, but now I realise how important it is.
yeah, yeah, it absolutely is. And what's the future for you now? What are you sort of like? Where are you going, and what's your kind of like next steps?
I don't plan next steps anymore because I can't be disappointed. So I don't plan anything. I go with the flow. If opportunities land in my lap, then I take them. And if they
Yeah,
don't, then they don't. And I'm not putting the pressure on myself that if I don't get the opportunities that I want and I wish for, then I'm never disappointed in the first
yeah,
place. So, however, I would like a rehoming centre for ex-race horses. I'm just saying, if I was doing
that's
something,
yeah.
that's up there.
And hey, what couldn't you live without? Because, and I actually probably know the answer, your dogs and horses, but what couldn't you live without?
Yeah, you got it. But it would be my dog. I honestly, she's everything to me and more. She's so and the horses. Like, don't get me wrong, the horses are so special. I love them so much. But Bonnie, yeah, I could not live without her.
Oh, oh, Faye, you've been bloody awesome. Really appreciate your time, and I love your journey of how you've been through like fucking Love Island. Like we'll watch it on telly, but it's all scrutinized and like it's put down into 4 minutes, and you just see like the worst bits. But you've come out of that. You've like looked at your life, changed it, and you've done something about it. And you should be really proud of like that journey because so many people don't do that healing. And now you're so passionate and you're an advocate for like helping with animals. I just, yeah, I think you're a real trooper and you should be really proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I've got to get emotional. Stop it.
You. No, but you are, and I thank you for your time, and I am grateful to think about it.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Faye, and appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me. It's been amazing.
Thank you. See you soon.
See you later.